I found out my fiancé is cheating just before our wedding. Now, she is asking for forgiveness. It seemed like she noticed me looking at her at the party since she kept glancing my way. After much thought, I decided to talk to her. I wasn't as chubby now, I just had a noticeable waist, which runs in my family, and I've been that way since childhood. In the past, many girls rejected me and laughed when I tried to flirt with them, so I wasn't expecting anything different with Maya. She was beautiful, and I thought she would ignore me or act like I wasn't there, but she surprised me. She was polite, and we talked the whole night. It was a great time. It was my first time feeling that good and confident in a long time. We clicked well, so we exchanged contacts. I called her as soon as I got home. After that, we began meeting regularly, went out for lunch, and our friendship deepened over time. Maya stood out from other girls her age. From the first night we talked, I could tell she was kind, witty, and intelligent. Maya's beauty wasn't the only reason I was drawn to her. Maya's intelligence and sense of humor really drew me in. Not many girls had given me the chance to go on multiple dates, but Maya was kind enough to give me a shot. I have always found intelligent people appealing. I found it hard to be around people who lacked life goals, vision, or future plans, and Maya fit that description perfectly. She had just graduated and was searching for job openings, going through a series of interviews. It was impressive to witness her dedication to her career. I haven't had a genuine relationship since high school. It wasn't that I couldn't maintain a relationship. It was that the girls were looking for something beyond what a nerdy guy like me could offer. Meeting and dating a girl like Maya was a big deal for me. 3 months after graduation, she still hadn't found a job. She moved out of the college dorm and in with her friend, but it was getting hard for her to manage. Her parents couldn't afford to support her after graduation. They told her she had to take care of herself after graduation. Maya lived with a clumsy roommate who often had a boyfriend over. Maya found it hard to live in the one-bedroom flat. Maya mentioned that staying at a friend's place was affecting her mental health, so I suggested she take a break and move in with me for a bit. I was new to the tech field, but the salary was decent. I made enough to support us both without her help. I lived in a spacious one-bedroom apartment. I handled the rent, paid the bills, and took care of groceries all on my own. I never said anything because I cared for her and didn't think it was a big deal to spend a little more on her. Our relationship was smooth, with hardly any major fights. It felt like blind love. Maya took care of the house, did the dishes and laundry, went grocery shopping, and handled my bed needs. She was amazing in bed, and I loved every moment with her. Before Maya and I began dating, she shared her experience with her ex-boyfriend from college and how he mistreated her. I told her I was a gentleman, and I stuck to my word. I used to have no problems managing my anger. I never hurt anyone, especially not a woman, so she was safe around me. I had never cheated before, and I had no intention of cheating on her. My job was mostly remote, with some time spent on site. I rearranged our house and the office, which helped us spend more time together. I made it clear to her by creating rules for us. We agreed to tell each other where we were going, who we were with, and what we were doing whenever we went out. I did this to prove to her that I was serious and had nothing to hide. As our relationship grew, we met each other's parents, and soon we were familiar with all of each other's close friends. I didn't have a close friend, but Maya did. Andrea was always with Maya. She visited the house often, and we felt like family. Andrea and Maya lived together in college. Andrea was a retail store manager at a well-known shop in our city. She lived with her 2 sisters, who also had jobs. According to Andrea, Maya got the job at the supermarket, but she turned it down because she preferred a corporate position. It seems she got used to me taking care of her, even though I never mentioned it to her. Andrea frequently joked about her being spoiled. Maya said she had put in a lot of effort, balancing several part-time jobs as a teen and during college, so she deserved to be relaxed and taken care of. I was glad to give her that break. I had no problems taking care of Maya. I was happy to support and take care of my partner. One evening, at a nice restaurant for my promotion celebration, Maya suddenly asked, "What do you think about getting married?" I stuttered. I was surprised for a moment, but it wasn't completely unexpected. I was considering settling down with her, but I had a lot on my mind. I told her we would get married when the time was right, and she smiled. I wanted Maya to kick off her career before we moved our relationship forward. I have always wanted to get married and start a family. Since Maya entered my life, I've always pictured my future with her. I bought the ring to propose to her, but I was waiting for her to get her career sorted out. She found the ring in my closet. Before she could jump to conclusions, I had to propose early. The first time Maya told her best friend, Andrea, the news, she seemed more shocked than happy. It wasn't surprising that her best friend was getting married. The surprising part was that her best friend was marrying me. I thought she would be more excited, especially since she was going to be Maya's maid of honor, but that excitement never showed up. She asked, "Are you serious?" Andrea tossed her purse on the floor and held Maya's ring. She looked up at me and forced a smile. I had spent a lot of time with them, so I could easily tell when her smile was real and when it was just for show. I didn't say anything to Maya, but I sensed that Andrea wasn't really happy for her friend. In the past, I noticed Andrea was really nice to me. One time we were all in our apartment together. As Maya stepped into the kitchen to whip up some snacks, Andrea suggested that Maya wasn't exactly who I believed her to be. I got what she was saying, but I acted like I didn't. I asked her what she meant. Andrea mentioned that I would understand it in time. She had been drinking. She didn't send a direct message, so I couldn't make any conclusions from that. We quickly began planning our wedding. Maya dreamed of a huge wedding, one where she could invite all her friends, family, and even those she wasn't close with. That wasn't what I wanted. Initially, it was way over my budget since she wasn't going to contribute anything. I thought there was life after getting married. I really liked kids and wanted us to have one right away. That meant we needed to find a bigger apartment and handle a few other things. Maya had plenty of reasons to want a big wedding, but I was not on board with it. She talked about having the perfect, expensive wedding, but we both knew it couldn't happen. Maya unexpectedly landed a job a few months before our wedding. I explained that I couldn't afford the wedding gown she wanted, and the bridesmaid dresses too. So she decided it was best to get a job and take care of most of her expenses on her own. I was impressed by her wise decision, and I hoped she would continue her career after we got married. I thought she would help with our wedding plans now that she has her new job, but she didn't. She put all her earnings into her gown, shoes, accessories, and everything for her bridesmaids. I ended up covering the costs for the wedding venue, hall, cakes, and nearly everything else myself. 2 weeks before our wedding, I saw that Andrea started texting me a lot more. She would message me in the morning to check if I slept well, and she would message me if she went shopping with Andrea. There were many reasons to send me a text. Whenever we met or she came over to help Maya, she stayed calm, so Maya wouldn't notice anything was wrong between us. I had to tell Andrea to stop calling and texting me. It was getting out of hand. I worried it could harm my relationship with Maya. I didn't bring it up to Maya because I was worried it might mess up their friendship or the wedding plans. I understood her love and trust in Andrea. Deep down, I felt that Andrea was trying to seduce me or persuade me to reconsider marrying her best friend. During Maya's bachelorette party, it all became clear to me. I was in the club section of the hotel where we were staying the day before our wedding. I was out with some friends when Andrea called. She said she had something to show me. Initially, I was hesitant to go because I thought she was trying to seduce me again. However, when she brought up Maya and a name I recognized, I decided to take a friend and head upstairs. I arrived at the hotel room where they were having a small party. Andrea was outside the door, waiting for me. She shared something unbelievable, and when I opened the door, my heart dropped. Before I opened the door, I heard soft moans from their room, and my chest tightened as I reached for the handle. I was shocked to see Maya with another man, who I thought was the male stripper they hired for entertainment. As soon as she noticed me, she quickly got off him and tried to hide under the sheets. I recognized him right away. Andrea had mentioned him before. He was her college ex-boyfriend. I didn't even realize I was crying until it happened. I couldn't take it anymore, so I just left without saying anything. The person who took me upstairs was also embarrassed. I walked out while he tried to talk to me or calm me down, but I just shrugged him off. As I walked down the corridor, I heard Maya yelling at Andrea. "Why would you do this to me? My life was going well, but you messed it up," Andrea shouted. I said he deserved better. "Rick has always treated you well. I advised you to end things with that boyfriend and choose Rick, but you wanted to have it both ways." I moved on without looking back. I was shocked to find out that Maya had been deceiving me all along. I found it hard to accept, and I wished I could deal with the pain I was feeling, but I just couldn't. Andrea tried to follow me. I shut the door on her. I drank so much that I couldn't tell a shadow from a real person. The next morning, I woke up to a bunch of missed calls from Maya and a few others. When I stepped out of the room, Maya had already put on her wedding gown. She seemed really unhappy. When she saw me, she rushed over and asked why I wasn't in my wedding clothes. That made me really angry. In a fit of anger, I shoved her aside and declared that I was canceling our wedding. People were surprised and kept wondering why I had a change of heart. My parents were really surprised to see me like that. No one saw this coming after all the money I spent on the preparations, but I was too heartbroken to say anything. I looked at Maya, feeling anger surge through me. I returned to my room and locked the door. I could hear my parents and some friends asking Maya why I made my decision, but she stayed quiet. She acted like she was going to faint, and a few people caught her before she hit the ground. I cleaned up from the night before and left the hotel room with some of my things. I sent an apology message in my friend's WhatsApp group chat and then turned off my phone. Don't blame me. I didn't know what else to do. It's been a week since it happened, and I still can't wrap my head around the fact that I was being played. Update 1. Hello everyone. Thanks for the comments. It really matters to me. Some of you asked in my original post why I didn't do a background check on my friend's sister before dating Maya. I made a mistake. I didn't think it was necessary to do it aggressively. I remember asking my friend's sister about Maya during the early days of dating. She said they were in different departments and that Maya was a friend of her friend. After college, they lost touch, so it didn't really matter. I ran into Maya yesterday, and she was really upset with me for not showing up at our wedding. It's a bit amusing, isn't it? She overlooked her actions and painted me as the bad guy in this situation. She informed her parents that I called off the wedding because I had overindulged the night before and wasn't thinking clearly. She seems to confuse my silence with stupidity. I wanted nothing to do with her anymore, and I couldn't grasp why she believed we could be together again. On top of everything, she confessed that she was still seeing her ex-boyfriend while we were together, which hurt me even more. She acted that way because I was constantly busy, and I didn't provide her with the attention she required. I'm really confused right now. I never ignored Maya or refused any of her needs. She was the reason I put in so much effort, so I could manage our bills and still look after her. The thought of her sleeping with her boyfriend behind my back still haunts me as I type this. Now, she's asking us to set a new wedding date because she can't handle the embarrassment. Her single apology for the pain she caused me proves she never truly loved or valued me like I loved her. It felt like a solo experience. I told her I can't marry her. I really can't. I kicked her out of my house and changed the locks. After meeting with Maya yesterday, I also saw Andrea to thank her for helping me avoid a problem. Andrea told me that Maya was using my money to support her boyfriend. Whenever she asked for a large sum for something, it was always for him. I never mentioned that Maya went to the gym every evening while we lived together. She was really into being fit, and I didn't think anything was wrong with that. I just discovered that she was seeing her college boyfriend every day. Most of the time, she claimed she was with Andrea, but that wasn't true. She just asked Andrea to help her out. Andrea was shocked when Maya showed her the engagement ring. Just a few days before, Maya had said she wanted to settle down with her college boyfriend because she was deeply in love with him. I see now why Andrea kept texting and calling. She wanted to explain what was going on, but I didn't let her. At times, I think I brought this on myself for being naive and getting caught up so easily. I've decided there won't be another wedding. I'm meeting her again in 2 days to get rid of her stuff. I'll post another update soon. Update 2. Hi all. Apologies for the late update. I ran into Maya for the second time 3 weeks ago, and something surprising occurred. When I told her we would never be together again or discuss marriage, she looked me in the eye and said, "Do you believe that canceling our wedding will lead you to a better partner? Honestly, no woman would choose to be with an overweight man like you. You should feel fortunate to have a partner like me." I've never been insulted like that before. It hurt deeply, especially coming from someone I once loved or who said she loved me. At that moment, I understood what type of person she was. I came to the tough realization that she had been using me all along. I understand I'm overweight, but I didn't want a marriage where my wife felt like she was doing me a favor. I understood how those types of marriages usually end up. We barely spoke that day after she tossed my engagement ring at me and stormed out in anger. I cut off all contact by blocking her on social media and her phone number. I visited her parents before blocking their calls and told them about their daughter's behavior. They were really disappointed when they learned the truth. A week after Maya left me at the cafe, I started getting calls from a strange number over and over. As soon as I picked it up, I recognized Maya's voice. She sounded different, calmer, and more respectful. She got straight to the point and asked if we could meet because she had something important to share. I told her to just say it over the phone. Before she spoke, she began to apologize. She wanted me to let go of the past and start anew with her. What do you think? Maya told me she wanted to share that she was pregnant, and I thought that was really strange. Without giving me a chance to respond, she said, "I'm pregnant with your baby, Rick," and I couldn't help but laugh out loud. I told her it wasn't April Fool's yet, and she was already pulling pranks. Then, I ended the call. As I thought, she kept calling, so I had to block the number as well. Her boyfriend left her as soon as he found out she couldn't take care of him anymore, and when she told him about the pregnancy. When it failed, she thought she could trick me. Since then, she has been calling me from unknown numbers, and I keep rejecting them. 2 days ago, she came to my house without an invitation. Andrea was with me at the time. When she saw Andrea, she lashed out with harsh words, accusing Andrea of being a whore who ruined her best friend's life. She accused me and Andrea of cheating on her and having an affair. I called the police on her, and yesterday I filed a restraining order against her. It's hard to picture how tough her life would be without a job and support for raising the baby. There's nothing going on between Andrea and me, and I don't see that changing. She comes by occasionally to see how I'm doing. I want to fix my life and hope that my broken heart will heal someday. I can't forgive her for what she did, but I suppose she got what was coming to her. I'm working on healing and moving forward. I would appreciate any advice. Thank you.